Oh, good morning, hello YouTubers, it's Big D Vinyl 2012 here on YouTube. I've got a first one of my reviews coming up for you today for 2020, the first of my new 2020 reviews, and it's this, as you can see on screen now. It's this must for any big fan, huge fan of the Transformers action figures, including myself. It's this new book that I got last year in November. It's the Ultimate Guide to Vintage Transformers Action Figures, published here by a guy called Mark Bellomo. Fantastic book. This gives you all the every single Transformers action figure that that got released from the original G1 Transformers back in 1984 right up till 1990. Was very nice glossy cover here. Shows the original G1 Optimus Prime there and Megatron. I bought this from I purchased this last year in November off forbiddenplanet.com for £19.99 in the UK. It's got well, this is originally from America. It's got $27.99 US, but I paid £19.99 for it from forbiddenplanet.com. It's got loads of great. It's got about 267 pages. So this is a full, complete review of it now that I'm going to give you today. So let's take a full look at the book itself. So here we go. Right off with the actual book here. Here's the complete contents, ranging on from 1984, G1, Generation 2, 1985, Generation 3, 1986, Generation 4, 1987, and the more Transformers got released 1988, 1989 and 1990. This shows an introduction of the book there. With this Transformer was that largest Autobot playset, which was called Metroplex. From the Generation 1 series. There's a small introduction there. There's one of the G1 Autobots here, which is Wheeljack. The camera there can pick it up. Shows you about price abbreviations of how they mean, and kicking off with 1984. Here's Optimus Prime, the original G1 Optimus Prime here with his trailer. So, and here he is on here now. No enough. That's him, Optimus Prime in robot mode. That's the original. If you can see it right there. That's the original box packaging that he came in. Transformed into the robot. That's the robot mode. The trailer with his little faithful cab, which was called Huffer or Roller. Sorry. Easily lost shows any easily lost weapons and accessories. Here. So various type fists, gas pump, and Optimus Prime's own missiles. This is what it used to look like back in 1984. Going swift, that's Optimus Prime. Swiftly on, little Autobot mini cars. Here, here's Bumblebee in his car mode and robot mode. Brawn. Also shows all the specifications here, which is strength, intelligence, speed, endurance, rank, courage, firepower and skill. So that's Bumblebee, Brawn and Cliff Jumper. Right there. Those were part of the mini bots range. Small here is Gears. Gears right here. Huffer. Bumper, which is a little bit similar to Bumblebee, and Wind Charger. If anybody remembers, don't forget, if anybody remembers having any of these back in 1984, please post me an honest comment in the comment box down below here on your screen. National Autobot cars, still moving on, is Blue Streak in its alternate mode and robot mode. More easily lost weapons there. Hound, which transformed into a sleek Jeep, and here he is in robot mode right here. Ironhide here, transformed into a red ambulance. 2-part robot mode is what he transformed in. Jazz, in which I have got Jazz, but it's not the original G1, it's the Power of the Primes version that just recently got reissued. Prowl and Mirage. And I actually have Mirage, but it's the reissue from Transformers War for Cybertron. I'll be reviewing that one in the next video. And Prowl there. There's Ratchet. Here's Ratchet here. And Sideswipe. Also we have Sunstreaker, Trailbreaker and Wheeljack, all in their alternate modes here. Again with easily lost weapons. And moving on to the Decepticons, here is that here is that one that I've been trying to get, but it's been like, it's worth a lot of money now if you can get it. If impossible to get now. This is what I used to have. This is the Decepticon Megatron in his robot mode there, with the alternate mode. Walther P38 gun, handgun. And also showing it there in full. Once again, easily lost weapons. The Decepticon cassettes, little small cassette robots that rounded off with Soundwave. Here's Rumble, Ravage, Laserbeak and Frenzy. And here's Soundwave himself here. He's transformed into a audio cassette player. That's Soundwave. Another one of his cassettes is Buzzsaw right here. Decepticon planes, Starscream, the original G1 Starscream. And now, speaking of Starscream, there's been a G1 reissue of this, and I've got it. and I've got it. And one of his weapons, but it's slightly different. The G1 reissue is slightly different, which his handgun is actually, went back, is this, which is a miniature sized version of Megatron on the G1 reissue. I'll be showing you that on my next review coming up very soon. Also, other Decepticon planes is Skywarp and Thundercracker right there. That's from 1984. This is Generation 2 from 1985 now. And there's some more mini-bots. Beachcomber, Cosmos, which I have. Sea Spray, I've also got him as well. Power Glide, Warpath, I used to have this one. Twin Twist, I used to have that one as well. Top Spin, I didn't have. There's Grapple, Autobot Cars range, Grapple, Hoist. Inferno, I used to have this one. Red Alert, Smokescreen. This is another one I used to have. Right here, Smokescreen. Don't forget, if any of you Transformers fans out there like me who had used to have these back in the 1980s, please comment. Please give me a comment down below. Would love to hear from you. Skids there, Tracks. I used to have that one, I think. Grimlock. I've got two versions. I've got two versions of Grimlock now, which is one Power of the Primes and Transformers Authentics. Versions of that one. Dinobots, there's Grimlock, Slag and Sludge. Snarl and Swoop there. Deluxe vehicles, otherwise there's Roadbuster and Whirl, transformed into a helicopter. If anybody remembers these. Blaster, which is the Autobot version of Soundwave. You get like a small ghetto blaster there, and in robot mode. Omega Supreme. Perceptor, which I have the Power of the Primes version of this one. But this was the original G2 version back in 1985. Here's Jetfire. I was after this one, but it was very hard to get. And also they had a Transformers digital watch here back in 1985. Omnibots is Camshaft, Overdrive and Downshift. The Stars Autobot Command Center. I don't think this was ever released in the UK. This is how it used to look like. It was called Stars, the Autobot Command Center, which was like a cardboard type model of the actual command center. I don't think it ever got released here in the UK. I don't think that one. The Power Dashers. Here, Constructicons, Bone Crusher, Hook, Long Haul and Mixmaster. Scavenger, Scrapper and the Mighty Devastator, which was featured in Transformers the movie. Insecticons, Bombshell, Shrapnel and Kickback. Triple Changers, Astral Train and Blitzwing here. Barrage, Chop Shop, Venom and Ransack. Those are also Insecticons. Some more Decepticon planes here. Dirge. Here's Ramjet and Thrust. And Shockwave. That's just been re-released again, by the way. That's in the War for Cybertron range. It'll be slightly different than that. Moving on now to Series 3 of 1986. And once again, mini cars. Hubcap, which is a third version of Bumblebee here. Outback. Pipes. Swerve and Tailgate. Wheelie. I used to have Wheelie. That was a great figure. Blur. which was featured in Transformers the movie. And here's another one that was Transformers the movie. I've got the Power of the Primes version of the Hot Rod. That 1986 smash hit Transformers the movie. It was actually it was voiced by Judd Nelson in Transformers the movie. Great film that. So that's the original Hot Rod there. Cup, which was voiced by Lionel Stander, who used to be in the who used to play Max, by the way, in that American action series called Heart to Heart with Robert Wagner and Stephanie Powers. Remember that? Air Raid and Fireflight there. Those are the aerial bots. Silverbolt. I've got Silverbolt as well. That's from I think that was a Titans Return version. Skydive and Slingshot. The Protector bots, Superion, Blades and Streetwise. First Aid, Groove, Hotspots. I've got Hotspot. That's another one I have. I think that's the Power of the Primes or Titans Return. Can't remember which, but I've got it anyway. It's a different version to that one though. Defensor. Autobot versions of cassettes, which I never knew they had. Eject. Ramhorn. Rewind, Steeljaw, and this is another one that I have from Titans Return version, the Broadside. But it's that the Titans Return version, as you all know, is Broadside and his head, Broadside and Blunderbuss. That's the Titans Return version, but this was the original version in 1986. All the Sandstorm there and Springer. Rodimus Prime, in which in the last final scene in Transformers the movie was when Hot Rod had the matrix of leadership and decided to be the new leader. This is what he looked like, transformed into himself. Rodimus Prime, the new Autobot leader. Wreck-Gar was one of those junkie cons, which was voiced by Eric Idle in Transformers the movie. And this is the original Skylynx, transformed into a space shuttle and a dinosaur, and I have him here, but it's not. This is my version of Skylynx, which is right here. That's it. This is the reissued version of Skylynx, but it's a bit similar to that one, but in a new in a all new version. That's Skylynx. So I'm just putting him back there with the others. Well, that's how it originally looked like in 1986. And here's the massive playset. Huge robot and Autobot playset there, Metroplex. I think of the actual Autobot battle station, sorry, Metroplex. This is him in robot mode and the alternate city mode. I think it costed about $39.99, about 40 or 50 quid back then in 1986. I remember seeing it in one of the toy shops. And here is Ultra Magnus. This is the original G1 Ultra Magnus, and I've just got Ultra Magnus for Christmas. the new version, which was the Transformers War for Cybertron Leader Class Ultra Magnus, but it's not the same as this one. I'll be showing you Ultra Magnus on the next video, but this is how he originally looked like back in 1986, and his robot mode there, and his truck mode, and once again his easily lost weapons and accessories. And there he is again, all geared up there in robot mode, and you can put other Autobots on his trailer there. Decepticon cassettes again, more Decepticon cassettes, Rat Bat, Decepticon jets, Cyclonus, and Scourge. The Stumpticons range, Breakdown, Dead End, Wild Rider and Drag Strip. Micromasters. That looks like a Decepticon version of Optimus Prime. It's called Motor Master. Menasor, Blastoff, Brawl and Onslaught. Combaticons, Vortex and Swindle. Predacons, if anyone remembers these, Bruticus and Dive Bomb. Tantrum, Headstrong and Rampage. Razor Claw and Predaking. Triple Changers Decepticons in 1986 consisted of Octane, which is this one here. Turned from a tanker truck, passenger, airplane and robot. That's a triple changer. Runabout, Runamok and Nor. That's one of those Sharkticons that was also featured in Transformers the movie there. And after when Megatron died in Transformers the movie, the Unicron changed his image to this one. It was the latest new Decepticon leader, from Megatron to this one, which is Galvatron. He's here, and this was absolutely brilliant because it used to have firing sounds and other things. It was ran on a couple of C-size batteries back then. I never had it. I wanted this one, but I never got it. I didn't get a chance to get it. This is the Reflector, Tripticon, moving on to 1987 now. Series 4 here's the Throttlebots range: Chase, Freeway, Goldbug, Rollbar and Searchlight. Wide Load, Cloudraker and Fastlane. These are the Throttlebots. Punch, Counterpunch, Double Spy. Technobots. It's Afterburner. Lightspeed, Nose Cone and Strafe, or Strafe, whatever you want to call him. Scattershot. That's the original Scattershot, by the way, in 1987. I do have Scattershot as well, but it's not that version. I'll just get in for it. So that's the original 1987 version of Scattershot, and this is the updated version of Scattershot. This is him right here. This is my version. I think it was also part of the Power of the Primes range there. That's my version of Scattershot. Computron. There's Double Cross here, Grotesque and Repugnus. Once again showing their easily lost weapons, the strength, intelligence, speed, endurance, rank, courage, firepower and skill. Target Masters. Sorry, scatter shots fell over there. Once again came a reissue Target Master of Hot Rod. Here again. Crosshairs and Blur. Cup, Power Blank and Sure Shot. Brainstorm, Chrome Dome and Hard Head. I never had these. Fortress Maximus, which transformed into a battle station and robot mode there. Highbrow. And there's Fortress Maximus there. Into city mode. Now all those easily lost weapons and accessories what I used to have there. Decepticon cassettes again in Series 4 1987 range. Overkill, Slugfest, Duocons, Battle Trap, Flywheels and Pounce. Excuse me. Wingspan, Blocked, Terracons, Cutthroat, Ripper Snapper, Cinder Twin and Hunger. Abominus and Six Shot. Cyclonus, Decepticon Target Masters, Misfire and Scourge. Slug Slinger, Trigger Happy and Mind Wipe. Skill Cruncher, Weird Wolf and Eight Face there. Snapdragon and Scorponok. And this is Scorponok in his defense base. Front view and left view. Moving on to 1988. Autobots consisted of Fizzle and Guzzle, Sizzle, Backstreet and Dogfight. These were the Trigger Bots. Override, Grand Slam, Rain Dance and Slam Dance. Don't remember any of these. Don't remember seeing them over here in the UK. Line Fill, Quick Mix and Scoop, Holeshead and Nightbeat. These are the Headmasters. Siren, Joyride and Getaway. Slapdash, Landmine and Carlburst. Groundbreaker, Sky High and Splashdown. Wave Rider, Catilla and Chainclaw. And here comes a Headmaster. Here's another Headmaster version of Optimus Prime right here again. Super for the original G1 though that I started off with. This one was called Quick Switch. The Firecons range there. Just give you a closer look so you can see. These were from 1988, these Decepticons, by the way. Small Decepticon Target Masters. Decepticon Pretenders. It's ranged down from 1989 now, Series 6. Micromaster Patrol Cars. Again, was Pretender Classics is another version of Grimlock again, and Jazz. So that was that's the 1989 range. This is what they used to look like in 1990. So I think so this is the full review. So this is basically the full review. It's got a lot. It has got about 200 and how many pages does it have again? 287 pages full of fantastic classic action figures of Transformers. Once again, it was written by Mark Bellomo, who has other collectible books, including G.I. Joe, the complete collection, Ultimate Guide to Vintage Transformers action figures from 1977 to 1985, and Vintage Toys and Prices, the 20th edition. So yes, great, absolutely brilliant book this, if you haven't got it already. You can get it over here in the UK. It's available on Amazon, or from forbiddenplanet.com, where I got this from, for £19.99. If you haven't got it already. Fantastic book, and I'll be back with more very, very soon.